for maths, we're going to start with a pattern game, which you can do online, which is to do with 2D shapes. But before we use that, let's see if you can remember what the shapes are called. So they're all 2D, kind of flat shapes. And the flat shapes either have sides and corners, don't they? They don't have edges and faces. So the first one is continuous curved line here. What's this one called? Oh, we've got a circle. Imagine that circle and we split it in half, directly in half. What do we get? Get a semicircle. You see it's got one straight side and then it's got this curved line here. So we've got our semicircle. If I put that with my circle, look, it's exactly half. We can get two of these because remember, two halves make one whole. So what's the shape I'm going to bring up now that has three straight sides? What's it called? Yeah, did you say triangle? Now, this is a triangle. 1, 2, 3 straight sides. 1, 2, 3 corners. This one here is also a triangle. 3 straight sides, 3 corners, and I've also got another type of triangle. Can you see they are all triangles because they have 3 straight sides and 3 corners, so you can get lots of different types of shapes as long as they've got the right number of sides and corners, and if they're supposed to be straight sides then they're still the same names. What about this one here? This one has got how many sides? Count them. It's got 4. They're all straight. It's got 4 corners, look, where the sides meet. And the sides are all the same length. It's a square. Yeah, it's a special type of rectangle because all the sides are the same. This is a rectangle where it's still got 4 sides and they're straight. But one set here, look, are longer than these ones here. We could call that an oblong as well. Now, I don't know if we've talked about this one yet. Do you know what a 5-sided shape is? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is this called? This is a pentagon. Can you say that? We're finished with a 6-sided shape. Here's a 6-sided shape. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you know what that one's called? That one's a hexagon. Okay, so our 2 newer ones that we've done today. 5-sided is pentagon. 6-sided is hexagon. Pentagon, hexagon, pentagon, hexagon. Right, shall we have a look at the game that you can play? So the link will take you to this game here. So you go to the green bit where it says play game, and up it comes. Shape patterns. There are the shapes that we've talked about. Ah, there's a couple of different ones there though. Actually, I've got this one in my set. Do you know what this one is? It's like a stretched circle really. A bit like an egg shape. It's called an oval. And then this one here, I bet you know what that is, don't you? It's a star. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points on that star. Now, on our train, can you see it says level 1, level 2, level 3. So if you start with level 1 and you get on all right, you could come back and try level 2. And then if you're okay with that one, you could try level 3. Let's have a look at level 1. And then, can you see we've got a pattern up here? Can you describe the pattern to me? What does it say? What does it look like? What it says. Yeah, square, rectangle, square, rectangle, square. Or I could say square, oblong, square, oblong, square. So it needs to be what next? Yeah, an oblong. But when I look down here, look, there are 2 different oblongs. So which one should it be? Yeah, it has to be the orange one, because look, that would be the repeating pattern. So you could have a go at this game and then also have a look at the other levels if you think that's a bit too easy. Okay, now I want you to watch a Numberblocks episode, and it finally will explain the different colours of our number line. So we finally found out about odds and even numbers. So some numbers have lots of 2's in them, and some numbers have 2's in them, but then the odd one. And we saw that with the Numberblocks having even tops or flat tops. Now a Numicon is the best way to see this. So if we have a look at number 1, there's number 1. With the Numicon, it's just got one square. Can you see that? We haven't got 2 for it to go evenly across. So 1 is odd. But number block 2, there's number block 2, can put itself into this shape, which we can see with the Numicon, and we can have it as a 2. So that's one lot of 2. So an even number is where you can get groups of 2 into it without having an odd one. So 2 is even. Now what about number 3? What do you reckon? I split number 3. There's the first 2, but then we've got the odd 1. Can you see? Can't make another 2. You can only make 1 2 and then have one odd block left, which the Numicon shows very clearly. So 3 is odd. Look, you can get one lot of 2 in, but you can't get 2 lots of 2 in. So let's put 3 on the odd side. And what about the next number? So the next number is number 4. Do you reckon 4 is odd or is 4 even? Let's see. So we can put 1 row of 2 for number 4. And then, look, we've still got 2 more for number 4. And we know that because number 4 makes a square, doesn't it? So 2 and 2, we can get 2 lots of 2 into number 4. Now if we look at the Numicon, same shape, and we've got an even top here. So I'm going to put that with the 2's. Are you starting to notice a pattern? Because look, it goes 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd, 4 is even. Did you see that? Odd, even, odd, even. So going with the pattern, number 5 has to be odd, because it's like the alternate one. Every other one is odd and every other one is even. So with 5, there's one lot of 2. There is 2 lots of 2, but then we've got the odd one, so we can get 2 lots of 2 and an odd one with number 5. Again with the Numicon, that Numicon shows it very clearly. Any piece of Numicon that has got this odd one sticking up are going to be odd numbers, and then the ones with flat tops, just like in that episode, are going to be even. Right, let's predict what number 6 is. So 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd, 4 is even, 5 is odd, so 6 has to be even. So here is my 6 as Numicon. You see that? And I could build that with my number block. For 6, there's 2. And then there's another 2. And then another 2. So 6 is made up of 3 2's. So 6 is even. Now we could keep going and going and going and go, because every number in the world is either odd or even. But I want to show you another way of working out if something is odd or even, and we need Charlie and Smarty to help us. So we've got Charlie and Smarty there to help us. Now I'm going to give Charlie and Smarty a number. So here we have the number, what's the numerals this? 4. So I'm going to have 4 objects. I'm going to get my milk bottle top lids. And I need 4. That's a bit too many, isn't it? Let's count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So I've got 4 bottle top lids. Now, to find out if 4 is odd or even, I'm going to share the bottle top lids between Charlie and Smarty. And if it's an odd number, then one of them is going to have more than the other. But if it's an even number, if you listen to the word even, they'll both have an even amount. They'll both have the same. So let's see. So we've got 4. We'll give 1 to Charlie, 1 to Smarty, another 1 to Charlie, and another 1 to Smarty. How many does Charlie have? He's got 2, hasn't he? How many does Smarty have? 2. They both have 2. They both have the same amount. So number 4 is even. Right, should we try another number? Let's try the number 5. So we'll start with 5. One more to make 5. Now what do you reckon 5 is going to be? Do you think 5 will be even or odd? Let's see if you're right. So 1 for Charlie, 1 for Smarty, 1 for Charlie, 1 for Smarty, 1 for Charlie. Oh, no more to give to Smarty. So how many does Charlie have? Can you count them? He's got 1, 2, 3. And Smarty has got 1, 2. So Charlie's got 3 and Smarty's got 2. Is that the same? No, it's not even, is it? So it must be an odd number because they don't have the same amount. Charlie has, look, 1 more sticking out than Smarty has. So your challenge today then is we've worked out 1 to 6. Can you find out which other numbers are odd and even? Maybe you could do 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 because we've done all those numbers. Could you find out if they're odd or even and see if you can explain it using Numicon and also maybe by sharing out some counters between your teddies so you can prove which numbers are odd and which ones are even.